Hi, back again. We start. Before days we done a house here. That was the first house we done. That was that house here, and we now want to make the second house. That is this house here. It's nearly the same, but not really. It is a little bit under, and you see it from behind here. It's completely other. It has only two windows. It's smaller than the other one. You see it here at the top view. That is this second house there. It has other roof. It's all other. It has other windows there. There's one windows there. So, but we start with the old house there simply, and use that what we can use double there. That means we can take the completely down etage, the top and the other top, but we don't can use this side here because that isn't there in our case. So we simply can delete the bottom, so only faces. Then this complete thing we can delete and close it with the other one. So B border select and delete here this whole side. And our house has only two windows at this side. That means this is unneeded. We make a loop in before, scale x0, and then we delete here this side. Well, that was a little bit too much. So that is the house itself. We should close here this one, so we take space, search, bridge, add loop, then he closed that. Good, we have at the back side, I must look, 1, 2, 3 parts of these two windows. So we must give here another one. So we delete that face here, X only faces, and here the same only faces. We will bring that all in reference if we done much more. So extrude and bring it to the back. We can directly mark seam, and here the front too, mark seam, and one stripe in the middle. Then the same here, mark seam, extrude, bring it back to the Y, and it automatically is mark seamed. So we have that, and when we look at the side here, this window there, there are only two, not three. So we can get this here away. So I simply delete here the edges, and this edges too, and then we can take that here and clear seam, scale set 0, so that is closed there. Then that we don't need anymore. So X, delete edges, and this also. So then we can close that here by pressing here the bridge edge loops again, and then we have closed that. We can now make them greater, because it must be much greater in this case there. So we simply bring it more to the side. That means we make here more space in, that we have enough space there to set them. So we take that here, the whole face, and bring it more to the side. Don't worry about that, that all later comes okay, because we will unwrap that all new later. So that are the holes for the two windows there, and here we simply must bring that to that side, so we simply have to mirror that. Yeah, easy set, but heavy done. That means we can take that here and the rest there, and then we can try a mirror. So that is what we want to mirror. So mirror, interactive mirror, and move it. Okay, it destroys then all. Yeah. So we must separate that selection. Now we have it singular. We have it there. And now we can, what me irritates is, why is it here closed? It is a door. Mysteries. Okay, here you go. So we take here, set the origin to 3D cursor, we open up, apply rotation scale, set the origin to geometry again, then we take here the mirror and pull it that way, and it's turned. So that here we don't need, so we can, oops, we can delete that here, and now we can bring that back together. And join that with the rest. So now we have changed that too. That is okay. So we bring it more down. File, save. This roof is wrong. Wrong for that. So we delete that, and we will have no top windows like them. That is another style, so we can delete them. Then we don't have this tower, so we can delete them. We don't have the tower windows, so we delete that. Then this we don't need to, and here this all we don't need, so that we can let like it is. Oh man. But that we can need later. So only that here. So, and maybe they are not two there, I don't know, we will see that later. And we don't have this here. We only have two at the back side, you've seen that before. So, but that is the base structure for that. Here we don't need this windows, that will be other stuff. Good. This windows we don't need to. This house only has this 6 counted windows. So file, save. When we look at the original, it has this 6 counted, and here the 6 counted, and then this parts between. and that here is one less of that. Good. But they are huge, and there are 3. Good. So that means when we now put that back to, so one deeper. So we have that. Then we see we need here this back windows too. So Shift D and place it there. We see that down fits with that one. So we must think about, oh, that are the wrong windows I see. So we delete that, it must be that art of windows. So we plug them down there and Shift D one down there. And you see they are smaller than the holes there. So we must all bring to that size. So that means we take here this hole. Best we take this whole loop and bring it to our window there. Then this inner one, bring it down, and this one we bring up, and that's good. The same we do with that window there. So scale X, scale X, scale X. That is good, but that must come more up. Good. Same here. Positioning and bring them up or down so that it fits with our windows there. So don't know that is the best way. Maybe it's better to make the house completely new, but I think there are so many same things as at the old one, so maybe it is a little bit shorter to make it like I will do that. Good. File, save. So then we know that this windows should be there too, so we can Shift D, make a copy and bring it down there. And you see here we have to do the same as at the back side, but I think for the moment that is good. So here we don't need that thing here, and that too. We make that new if we need that. And here that isn't correct, because they are the same distance and not like this different parts. So we can delete here these parts and that too. But here in this case we can let here the top thing there, but the rest we can delete. And here it's the same. We can delete. Oops, that was the wrong one. So we look at the back. There is the same. That can be deleted and that. Okay, and here the same with that things there. Good. So file, save. Then we had seen on the top we need this window type here. That's from our first house we made. There were such things, so we have them. So simply object apply rotation scale and set the origin to geometry, and we need 3 at the front and 2 at the back. So Shift D, bring it to our house there, and we take there 3, so Shift D and Shift D, and for the back side Shift D, rotate set 180, rotate set 180, and Shift D, make it there. So that we have 2 file save. So what we must do is build this new window type here, that one. So we simply make first one, and then we make the difference between them and other ones. So we search our original window, that is not this, not this, and not this, so we can delete that. Don't need that, we don't need that too, and that here too. So there is nothing more. What we have here, that we don't need, that was from the house before, that style we haven't there, and that here too. So we have only that left. Shift D, make a copy of that, go to the datas of the object and delete the group, because we have no group for that what we will build there. Move it to the first layer, and we go to the first layer, bring it to the house, and we said we don't need that here, so we go in there and delete here this part. So this means we can take here this edges simply and delete them, and then that is gone. But I want to see that in the wireframe mode, because there in the behind there are they. Good. Then we can dissolve this edges. We don't need that X, so dissolve edges. Good, he doesn't want it, so we'll add it simply. Good. Now we get a look if they are right to the original. Grabbing these are these windows, and when we look at that window and that window, then we see that this part must be longer. So we get background selection, width selection, and this down part may get longer. And then we have the cassette format there. So that means we can take here 2 points, that point and that point. Shift D, F to close, then E to extrude, bring it down. Then we see it has only that thing in the middle there, and that was it. So that means we take here an extrude scale, scale X, then we bring it back to, so extrude and to the Y, then extrude scale again, and make that other cassette format there, so scale X, and extrude scale again, scale X. Then we bring that more out, so we extrude and bring it to the Y. And we can get here the whole outer part to the back, so extrude and bring it back. So that was that. We can mark seam here, the middle part. Then all the other stuff there. That means we disable that. So we can mark seam that, that too, this one, that one, and the outer ring too, and the back ring. So that is mark seamed. That is good. We give them that wooden material then. So we have that. Don't know window wood it called. And we need to, before apply the rotation scale, set the origin to geometry and make here an unwrap. And then we have that window type. At the first window there are 3 of them, and at the second one only 2. So Shift D and Shift D, that is the one side, and then on the other side comes 2 of them. So we join that together and we join that together, and then we can put them to our house. So grabbing and positioning. So we'll look from the top that we have nearly the same size there, and then bring it in the back, and we see we don't have the right size in the moment, so we scale a little. Yeah, and then we bring that here near. Good. The next one is this 2 part window, and bring it back there to the side. Must be a little bit smaller that we see the down part too. So that is good. And we simply take the 3, 2. So Shift D, done. Good. Now we take here the side and bring them more to there. File, save. Good. What we have to do next is this part must be other way, and these stones itself. When you look here, the other house, that was the little stones and then the big bricks. So we need another stone material there. Stone material. So we have here our stone material, stone house. And there we take now other stones in. So we get here image texture, new texture, and give them this other bricks there, and I think that are this one. So we take them. That looks good. So we make a new unwrap. But I see we haven't here the correct unwrap, so we have to do there. Unwrap. Mark C, so sorry. And here too. So now I'll look again. If all is okay, is okay. Good. So we can take that and you unwrap, and we see the size don't fit. That is because we haven't applied that, so apply rotation scale and set the origin to geometry, then unwrap again, and the size don't fit, so we must play here with the mapping of this material. So we take here point 1 and here point 1. Then you see we have another result, but not completely that I want to. So we try here Smart UV project, and you see that is nearly good, but it's wrong rotated and it's too small. So we take here our UV and rotate 90 degrees. So we have that, and we should scale it in one direction, so scale X maybe. Yeah, that's better. But this tiled is not the way I want to have that, so we make it stage for stage. That means we only see here the front and the back side, so don't worry, be happy. So we make that here from view, and then we can control that much better. That will be okay, that not. So let's look, that looks okay. So we can make it with all this stuff there. View from view and scale it up, grabbing, positioning, and that's better. Then this stage, view from view and scale it simply. Good. That nobody sees later, that's 2. Yeah, it's a bad word for titling. Yeah. Must be turned to both sides, then that looks better. But don't worry, we go on. So, if I say what we see there is that this here, it's all the same size and it's light and gray and a little bit yellow. So we need here for our shown material a light yellow. So we give them between image and the principal shadow and add color, a mixer, RGB, and bring that together, and now we can say he should mix that with another color, and we see some orange. Yeah, that is nearly the color we want to have, so it's okay, we'll let it. Then here should be the same size I told, so that means we don't need it for this side because nobody sees that, so we can simply delete here these things and make that here a little bit longer, I think. like that. And then we make that more than one time, and then we should have it. So object apply rotation scale, set the origin there, and take here an array modifier and say it should be titled in that direction but in the minus, so -1. And then we say we need 2, 4 or more. We will see that when we plug it tilde down. So we can try that here. That are 10. I think that can be good. That should have a gray material. So we must look, we have a gray here. No, we have no gray here. But we can take this one and make them gray. So we simply let the material that is there and copy that. So A, Control C to copy, and delete here all materials. Make a new one and call it gray stone side. We delete all what is in the node editor and Control V to plug in our other material there, and it should be gray. So we give here the color mixer white, and then we must look that we get it correctly to the gray style, and I think that is gray style. So we can delete here that here too and take that Shift D and simply rotate Y 180, and it is turned. The same we can do with the back. So Shift D, we place it there. We can delete that one and that one too, and simply place that at the back. So let's go a little bit before. Good. We have done that. Here comes rock, so nobody sees that here all. Good. File, save. And when we look at the original, you will see the windows have the same style here on the sides. So we try to make there such. That means we don't need that here, but that is the style we need. So we scale that in the X. So we have that here, but we make there the same as before. We take that other material there, that gray stone thing there. So we delete here that all and take here gray stone, and we have that, and that is okay. So Shift D, we place it all over there. Shift D, and on all the other windows too. So we don't need that anymore. So we can delete that. So I don't know on these big things are the same. No, it's completely other. Good. Then we can plug it on the back side. So Shift D, go back there and place it. But we see that here are smaller ones. So we scale X. And scale Z. set. So then Shift D, place it all over. Sure, you can take instances for that, then you not need so much words for that, because we are now at 22,000. That's much for a house, and we are not finished. But all in all, when you see what we will do later, you will understand that it is needed in the moment. Then we have to make here this stage steps in the same crate style there. So we give here the same material, create something there, and same to this stones before the window. This needs the same gray material there. So we can copy that, bring that there all over. Delete that ones that are the old ones from the old house. We have a new house, so we have new stones. Good. Place it on the back too. That we can scale X, make it smaller. And scale Z to make it smaller too. And then here have it. Good. Shift D, make a copy and plug it all over there. There we see we have old ones under there, so we can delete them. Good. File save as new version number, so that is house 3/2, and that is nearly the new house style, but we see here it don't fit, so we have to bring that line here to the same size. So we can scale set 0. Then can handle that easy. What is that here? There's something in the back. This looks set. Don't know what that is. So we delete that. Maybe. Let's look again. Okay, yeah. So we have that. You can adjust that all a little bit later than I do that in a moment, because I want only show you the basic way, and the rest it's on you. So we look at the top view, and we see there is a smoker. I think that has only this one smoker, and here is one. So that is the big one, and that is a small one. And here they are near to down there. Okay. So we can take one smoker there, to the back. And one smoker there. And the roof itself, file save. It's a standard, I think. It goes straight up, yeah. Yeah, straight up, a little there, a little down. Okay. So we can take here the top line and only take the sidewards. So one there, there, and there. Shift D and F to close. Then P to separate the selection. Then we set origin to geometry. And this should be now our roof. So we have to do here 2 loops in the middle. Scale Y. Oh, that was wrong. So here we use an edge slide. So spacebar, search, edge, slide. Then you can move it without destroying the proportion. Good. Then we bring simply this both up, and then we have the roof. Our roof should look like that. If we close that, and if we close that, here should be marked seams. So we have that. That is okay. That here should come more out. Good. And this one also comes here in. Good. We have that. They should be very deep. We've seen before. So we simply bring them there and here deeper too. So we have it there. All in all, that must every time be a little bit greater than the down part. So the water runs down there correctly. And we take here the down part and close that too. Then we have to plug on the texture. So before we can do that, object apply the rotation scale and you unwrap. And then we take that roof stuff there on. So we look what we have with roof. Blue roof, we have roof. That means the standard. Yeah, that's correctly. Here we have to rotate it. So rotate 180. Here we rotate 90 and then rotate 180, and here it is okay. So we done that. I think it's a little bit high here, so come a little bit more down. That is okay. So that is the second house there, and we have done it. So we can delete here this smokers. We don't need that anymore, so we can move that to second layer. That I don't want to use here, so I move it to another layer. And that's it. File, save. Second house is done. I will have a look how that render looks. Yeah, that's good. That is a little bit strong there. So let's look what we have there. Make here a little bit less. So maybe 0.5. It is on multiplier, that is okay. But 0.5 is okay. Good. We'll let it like this. Yeah, that's it. So we see us in the next tutorial, and then we go on with our city. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye.